This is crazy. I'm using a drone to try to catch one of the most painful stinging insects on the planet. That's a warrior wasp nest. I have no idea whether or not this is going to work. Oh my gosh, I think we got one. Land, 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 land. Oh my gosh. I am going to finally take a sting from a warrior wasp, one of the most painful insect stings on the planet. Now, I really want to put this animal on the bite sting index, but the only problem is I've been searching for warrior wasps for days, and the only nest I've been able to find is all the way at the top of that tree. So if we're gonna catch a warrior wasp, it's gonna be a real challenge. We're not giving up. Let's see if we can get down to the base of the tree to see, one, if it's climbable at all. Two, if we can maybe makeshift an extra long bug net. This is an extended pole. Here, check this out. Look how long this gets.
Whoa, it just keeps going.
Yeah, I think that's fully extended. All right, yeah, see if we can attach this simple bug net to the end of this pole. Maybe I can climb up high enough is my thought, and I can swoop it down. This nest is easily 30 feet off the ground. I think I see it. Let's get under here and check it out. No, this is not looking good. That nest is 40, 50 feet up.
Well, maybe we could just fly up there.
Fly up there. Huh. Huh. Fly up there. How much do you think that weighs?
Well, that's really light. It's only a few grams.
It's light, right?
Really light.
Okay. I think I have a crazy idea. Let's get back up so we can get advantage of the nest. I've got a new plan. Let's go. All right. I think this could work. My thinking is because there is nothing in front of the nest and there's enough space there, I might be able to attach this net to a drone, and maybe with enough attempts, we catch one in the net. But let's get the drone out, man. This is it. We're gonna give it a shot. All right, get a little warm. Sun's coming out. Take that jacket off. Got some tape, set of pliers, got our net, a little bit of very thin twine, but very strong. And then of course we got an older drone. Yes, this drone has already seen a couple of bumps and bruises. I want this net to essentially trail behind the drone like this. Okay, first things first, let's get a piece of string long enough. Got it, that is some strong string. Okay, I think something just like that. That's gonna do it. That's where we want it. Right in the center, right there. Okay. Now here's the thing, you only have one net. Gotta make sure it's really on there. Not to mention it's gonna have to stay in place. And no, in case you're wondering, I've never attempted anything like this before. This is a first. That's done, okay. Let's see how this looks. So this is the idea. And you guys are gonna let me know if you see any warrior wasps in the net, because as soon as we have a few, or at least one in the net, I'm gonna zing it back down, hit the deck as soon as we can. Hopefully it lands just like that, and then come up warrior wasp, ready for a sting test. That's the plan anyway. I have no idea whether or not this is actually going to work. Let's give it a shot.
This might just work, Mark.
If this works, this will be the first time anyone has ever caught a warrior wasp with a drone. Here goes nothing. I'm just gonna record. All right, here we go. All right, fingers crossed. Clear? All right, that's a good sign. Here we go. What we're trying to do is unprecedented. Let me just go up high. I want to see if this I mean, I think that works, guys.
It's working pretty
really
good.
Well, I'm impressed.
Ooh, that was bad. You got to go slow. So speed is not good.
Slow and steady.
There's no real prize for being fast here. This is surgical. It's like playing a game of Operation. Oh man, this is cool. All right, I've got eyes on the Warrior Wasp nest. Looks like the clearest path is like right here. You guys tell me if you see me hitting anything with the net.
Okay, we got our eyes on it.
Okay, I'm going in. First pass. There it is. Okay. All right, definitely, I could see a warrior wasp on the nest. I have not gotten a swarm yet. All right, they're starting to come out. I gotta turn on sport mode. There it goes. Now they, okay. I didn't want to do that until I got close enough. I am right there, guys. They're not swarming. That net's right there, though.
If you could somehow get that net to swing, I think one will get inside.
Like rock it back and forth. It's right there at the entrance, isn't it? Danger zone. All right, I'm gonna see if we got anything. Okay.
Okay.
Coming out. All right. Dropping the net. All right, nothing. All right, should we go back in for another pass?
Right next to you.
Where?
Right there.
Holy cow, that is a warrior wasp. Let's see if I can go catch it.
Okay.
No, it evaded me. Oh man, that was definitely one. Good eye, whoever saw that. I feel like this is meant to be, guys. I feel like we can do this. Gosh, it's like I'm getting excited about getting stung. All right, here we go. Let's try going for another swing. Really want to get on this side. That's the clearest angle. Really don't want to be in sport mode until I get close. This is actually like pretty nice to have this obstacle avoidance right now. Keeps me like off of the tree. So I can just get in there and then I can go manual. All right, going manual. Now I'm seeing, oh yeah. There's a lot more warrior wasps hanging out on that nest right now. Oh, I see a swarm. One just flew. Okay, they're starting to come investigate the drone, and that is exactly what we want to happen. Come on, just one. Just need one. I'm gonna try to raise the net up, point the camera down, because that's about where the net should be. Oh yeah, I saw another one fly. This is good. Damn, the net is swinging the wrong way. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. There's definitely more. See that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh no. Oh no. Gotta get a wasp right now, or it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna try to swing the net around a few more times, but we're almost out of battery. If you can't already tell from all the beeping. Jeez. That's it, I've gotta bring it back. Maybe we got one, you never know. Just need one. Guys, I think there's something in there. I see something in there. There's definitely something in there. Watch out, watch out. Where's the other net? It's still there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, I think we got one. I think we got it. Land, 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 land. Yes! Is that? Oh my gosh, we got one! Woo! Oh my goodness. Hang on. Yes, that is a warrior wasp. Oh my gosh. Yes! Yes! All right, hang on, let me get in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, hang on. Let me get in the jar. Let me get in the jar. Come on. Come here, don't you go anywhere. Oh man. All right. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on, get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Oh! Oh! Guys, it worked! Yeah, baby! Mwah! Yes! That might be the most amazing catch I have ever had in my whole career. Holy cow. Yes! All right. Oh my gosh, guys, high five. Holy cow. Yes. Yes! I cannot believe that we actually pulled that off. That's the world's first ever catch of any insect that's to my knowledge with the drone. This warrior wasp is like, what the heck just happened? Oh my goodness. Now it's time for me to take a sting and officially rate the warrior wasp on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Let's set up the table, get this over with. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that we actually pulled that off. We have set up the warrior wasp to enter the Bite Sting Index rankings on Brave Wilderness. Holy cow, I cannot believe it. All right, let's get some supplies out. We don't need this net anymore. I'm gonna keep that on standby though, just in case our wasp decides to make a run for it. Here we go, a few supplies that I need. Got my forceps, there we go. Can't do a sting test without an EpiPen. So just got a new epinephrine pen, and I got an arm. I got this arm. I'm gonna do this arm. I took a sting on this arm yesterday, so we're gonna use a blank canvas for this warrior wasp. This is one of the most infamous stings in the world. This is going to be a first time for me, and you can see right here, look at this. This warrior wasp is getting ready. It's staring me down right now. And these are notorious for being some of the most aggressive wasps. They will defend their nest with their lives, just like a swarm of bees. These wasps will swarm any would-be predator. In fact, they give a warning sign where they beat their wings together, and it can actually create the sound of drums. They're called the drumming wasp as another name. But this wasp, we know all too well as the warrior wasp. Ready to go, ready for battle. And I think that it's ready to enter the Bite Sting Index officially. So we have come up with a brand new sting index that we're going to rank all the world's worst venomous bites and stings on. And instead of coming up with just a pain factor, I have taken so many stings that I can tell you that it's not just the sting that you need to take into consideration. We are ranking this on 3 main factors. We have intimidation, pain, aftermath, all rated from 1 to 10, and then we add them all up and take an average to give the insect or arachnid the official Bite Sting Index for Brave Wilderness. Now, the warrior wasp is intimidating. It is all black, it has an iridescent shine, very menacing mandibles, and almost a fighter jet type appearance. When it flies through the air, you can actually see its abdomen sticking up in the air. It's almost like a harrier flying in to feast or defend. And that is why these insects possess such a painful sting. They are famous for their aggression to protect their nest. So when it comes to intimidation factor, I'd say it's pretty tough to get a taller rating on intimidation. As far as pain, I've never taken a sting, so I'm gonna give it a fair and honest assessment as to how bad the sting actually feels. And then of course, the aftermath. The aftermath of the sting is, I think, the most unique part of the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index, because it's often not the initial pain that really gets you. It's the days of healing from the damage. And then we will give you an instant score right after the sting. Can I please have the butterfly net? Thank you, Andrew. We are not taking any chances. I think you know full well just how unbelievable it was that we were able to get one warrior wasp. If this wasp gets away, that's all she wrote. We won't have a video. So I'm going to use this butterfly net as a bit of a safety net to make sure we get the warrior wasp in a good hold. Okay, and then we are not going to take much time, guys. These warrior wasps are very strong for their size, and they can easily get away. So I'm gonna get it in the forceps. I'm gonna put out this arm, and we're gonna take the sting. Camera's rolling, camera's ready.
We're rolling.
This is a one and done. Here we go. Man, I'm getting nervous now. It's like hitting me. Like right now when I'm getting the insect into the forceps, my brain knows that it's about to be sting zone time, and I'm about to enter a world of pain. Okay, let's see if I can get a grip in here. Give it one chance, it will fly away without hesitation. Okay. Okay, I don't have a good hold. Can you come and open this, Andrew? Open the bag. I have an idea of how I can do this. There's another set of forceps at the top of this. Thank you. Okay. I feel like I'm It's like a game of Operation. Now she's biting these forceps. Let go. Got the hold. This wasp is so impressive, so aggressive looking. Look at those mandibles. Those are some jaws. I have a feeling this isn't just gonna be a sting test. I'm gonna get chomped in the process, so we're gonna factor that into the score. Look at those wings go. I can feel the air coming off of them. This is a very strong wasp. It's gonna score some major points in the intimidation factor. Here we go, transferring. All right, it's officially time to put the Warrior Wasp on the Brave Wilderness BSI, the Bite Sting Index. I'm gonna get stung right there. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is gonna happen right away. All right, you guys ready? 1, 2, 3. It's stinging me, you see that? Wow. Stinger's in, it's pumping me. I'm getting bit. Let go. It's not gonna let go. It stung me again. I can't get him off. Ow. Dang. Oh, hang on, guys. Oh my gosh. I cannot believe how bad the bite was. All right, I think we've seen enough. I can tell you what, that is a serious sting, but man, that bite was for real. I'm gonna have to factor that in for sure to the pain score. I did not expect that. Holy cow. The Warrior Wasp, this insect means business. I'm gonna get through the aftermath, but you get to jump ahead. Let's give the Warrior Wasp an official ranking on the Bite Sting Index. Here it goes. On intimidation, the Warrior Wasp looks downright menacing. Its impressive size and appearance screams, "Don't mess with me, I pack a punch." Plus, knowing that this is ranked as one of the 4 worst insect stings on the planet, similar to the likes of the bullet ant and tarantula hawk, definitely made me nervous to take this sting. So for that, I give it a 7 out of 10. For pain, the sting lives up to the hype, which delivered immediate burning pain right through my arm. On top of that, it also packed a nasty bite, which was much worse than I expected, adding to the intensity of the pain that I felt. So for all that combined, I give it a 7.9 out of 10. For aftermath, the Warrior Wasp left me with major swelling and redness for multiple days, and was very tender to the touch. Now, while it was painful, it still fell short of the bone-crushing aftermath from the bullet ant. So for that, I only give it a 7.5 out of 10. All combined, the Warrior Wasp ranks at a 7.5 out of 10 on the Brave Wilderness BSI, which places it in some seriously painful company, at least for now. You guys ready? Got your shots? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh! When it comes to the world of stings, there are titans of pain that stand tall above the rest. Now, I've already survived the dreaded sting of the bullet ant, the Warrior Wasp, and even the deadly stonefish. But there is one titan that has eluded me time and time again. So today, I am back in the state of Arizona to take on the sting of the one and only tarantula hawk. Let's get searching. The last 5 times I have come to Arizona, I have not been able to catch one of these giant spider wasps. But today's different. It's different because we've been tipped off to a well-known tarantula hawk hotspot. Let me explain to you why this is a great location for tarantula hawks. Reason number 1, water. In the desert, water is life, and it grows flowering plants, just like this one. You see all these honeybees fast at work? This is exactly the same type of plant that tarantula hawk is going to be after. They eat nectar. So I think the best strategy for us today is to walk laps around this pond, keeping our eyes to the sky and our ears open. These wasps are so huge that you can actually hear them buzzing in through the air. They're like little fighter jets. Zzz, If we can find one perched up like this butterfly right here, that is going to present the perfect opportunity for me to swoop in with the net. Here we go. Desert's waking up. Got the hummingbirds out now. I think that was a tarantula hawk actually that just flew by. Big one.
Really?
Dang, yeah. Just saw one. Saw my first tarantula hawk. It just went way into the desert. Like no chance, but that was definitely one. They really stand out from the other insects and things flying around out here. I mean, we're talking about a wasp, 2 inches long. Today's the day. I can feel it. Today is the day it's gonna change. It's just a matter of patience and persistence. Let's keep hiking around this pond. Got one? Oh. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Oh!
Where is it?
No, no, right here, right here.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
Oh no!
That is one. That is definitely one. Oh my gosh. I can see its bright orange wings and it's huge. That is really high though. That is like 12 feet. I just can't. I can't get that high. It just comes down. Dang it.
The drought continues.
We just have to find the right one.
Yeah, at least this guy's catching stuff out here. Oh, right here, Bart. Whoa! That was huge.
I got one. Right here. Right here. Got it.
Whoa!
Yes! Yes! Oh my goodness. And that is a good one too. Oh, yeah, baby. All right. Can't get too excited. It's got to get in the jar to be officially a catch. Okay. Yeah! Yes! I cannot believe that catch. That was so epic. What a fitting way to end the drought of catching tarantula hawks. Oh my gosh, guys. I was like, man, if this doesn't happen today, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. And now, unfortunately, this victory, this victorious moment I'm feeling is about to turn into a world of pain because I've set the table for me to enter the sting zone with one of the colossals of sting, the tarantula hawk. Whew. Let's go set up the sting table. Here we go, it's game time. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at the size of that tarantula hawk. That is a massive tarantula hawk. And I have to say, I have not been this amped for a sting video in a very long time. We have put in the work to feature the tarantula hawk on the Bite Sting Index, and today, it's going down. But before we get into that, check this out. Not only did I catch one tarantula hawk, I caught two. And the reason I want to show you both of these insects is because although they look similar, they are very different. And it's important for you to know the difference if you're ever out here in the Southwest and encounter one of these giant flying insects. And the way I'm going to show you how they're different is by demonstrating. Here we go. You ready? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. And get out the second tarantula hawk from the container. Here we go. You ready? This is one of those moments where you really hope you're right about what you've learned. 1, 2, 3. No sting. And that is because what I'm holding here is a male tarantula hawk, and they do not possess a stinger. Now, the reason why the males do not possess stingers, and this is true in almost all stinging insects, is because a stinger is really just a modified appendage for laying eggs. Now, besides not having a stinger, the only other way to tell the difference between the male and female tarantula hawks are by looking at their antennae. Males have straight antennae, where females curl at the ends. And while side by side, it's also easy to see that females are larger, you typically will never see more than one tarantula hawk at a time. So checking for those antennae is the best way to know if you're looking at a harmless insect versus one that packs one of the most intense stings on the planet. I'm actually gonna transfer her into a bigger glass so we can really see, so she can spread all the way out. You can see how truly gargantuan this wasp is. Okay, there we go. Wow. Oh my goodness. What a monster wasp. Guys, look at the size of that abdomen. This is the biggest tarantula hawk I have ever seen. Now, the reason they're called a tarantula hawk is because how they reproduce. These enormous wasps, one of the largest wasps in the world, feed tarantulas to their young. And the way they do that is they will fly around the desert looking for these giant spiders. Once they find one, they will swoop down like a bird of prey, catch it, sting it, paralyzing the tarantula, and then lay eggs inside of it. So, when those eggs hatch, the very first meal of a tarantula hawk's life is a giant spider. And then they will emerge from the burrow as a fully grown wasp and feast on nectar. I've seen these wasps dragging spiders across the desert 10 times their size. It's truly unbelievable just how powerful the tarantula hawk can be. And the last thing I just want to note before we get into the sting test is look at the legs of this wasp. They are extremely long. In fact, when you see them flying through the air, you can see those long legs dragging down behind them. And the reason they need to have such long legs is so they can grapple those spiders and inflict that paralyzing sting. They're also covered in tiny hairs. Got some hairy legs there, lady. Well, now that we know why it's called a tarantula hawk, and we've been able to take a closer look, I think it's time for the moment that you all came for. It's time for me to enter the sting zone with one of the largest wasps on the planet. Here we go. All right. I often get questions, Mark, are you just over the fear of stings by now? No. I always get a lot of anxiety before taking a sting for a first time, especially when it's one of the titans of sting. The tarantula hawk sting is notorious. It's put right up there with the bullet ant. And when it comes to stings that I personally witnessed, I cannot think of one more terrifying than when I saw someone get stung by a tarantula hawk. As much as I've been working hard with the team to find one of these tarantula hawks for this sting test, in this moment, whoo, buddy, I'm feeling the nerves. The sooner I take the sting, the sooner I get to healing. That I know for sure. All right, I'm getting the signal. You guys ready? Yeah. It's go time. All right, guys, this is gonna be one of the biggest stings I ever go through. Got essential first aid on standby, the EpiPen. Oh my gosh. I can't believe the moment has arrived for me to enter the sting zone with this wasp. This is big time. Okay, guys, here we go. Now, I'm gonna rate the sting of this wasp on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. So at the end of this video, this tarantula hawk is going to receive a BSI score, and it will rate it against all the other stings and bites that I've ever taken. Will it top the bullet ant? It's time to find out. Gonna remove the glass. Oh man, this is where it'd be very easy for me to take a sting too early. Those legs are so strong. Like if I don't get the right hold right away, it's almost no chance. Shaking. So nervous right now. Gosh, this is always so much harder than it looks. Got it, hold. All right, I'm gonna have to use another set. Oh my gosh, look at how big that stinger is, guys. so strong. Got it. Good hold. I gotta go for the sting, guys. Ready? I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the one and only tarantula hawk. You guys ready? You got your shots? On 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, hang on. I'm feeling lightheaded. I feel like I might pass out. Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
You want me to put the jar on it right now?
No, I'm just, hold on, just let me get my nerves going. My legs are shaking, my hands are shaking. I feel like my stomach's in my throat right now. I've never felt this like this before, Sting. This is like next level terror. Oh my gosh, this is happening. All right, here we go. All right, guys, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Stinger's hit! Oh God, I didn't get a good sting though. I gotta do it again. Oh, that hurts. It didn't get good. It didn't get me good. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh, it's savaging me! Ah, yeah! Yeah! Ah! 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 Oh! Oh, yeah! Ah! Oh my gosh, look how quickly it's swelling! Ah! 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 It's white hot! Ah! Ah!
You alright, man?
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. She got me a bunch of times before the real sting, but the real sting went in. It was so bad. Describe the pain. White hot. It's like gasoline under the skin, torched. It's like someone put a match right on it. That's the real deal. Look at the swelling already. Matter of seconds, it's already swelling up. All right, guys. I feel like my voice is going. All right. Well, I've survived so far. I don't think I need the EpiPen, but my voice is shot. And I think it's now time for me to recover, endure the aftermath, and for you guys to know exactly where the tarantula rates on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Roll it. For intimidation, it's hard to imagine a wasp or any insect more intimidating than the tarantula hawk. But just in case I ever find one, I'll give it a 9.9 out of 10. For pain, it was way up there compared to the worst stings I've experienced. Instant flares of pain rocked my arm and underneath the skin. And the only reason I took repeated stings was to make sure I took a full dose, which I'm sure glad I did for the sake of this index, because that last sting was 10 times as painful as the first 8 or so warning pops. All of that said, I don't feel it was quite as bad as a bullet ant, so it only gets an 8.6 out of 10 for pain. For aftermath, the swelling was severe. My arm ballooned up and the redness extended from my wrist all the way down to my elbow. And the pain lasted for over 24 hours, but was much less severe after just about 30 minutes. However, it was followed by days of very intense itching before it started to properly heal. For that, the aftermath gets an 8.5 out of 10, giving the tarantula hawk a grand score and BSI rating of a 9, making it the second worst sting I have rated so far, and just barely falling short of the current king of sting, the bullet ant. Needless to say, while tarantula hawks are typically non-aggressive, you should never attempt to do what you saw in this video. Take it from me, it was a very painful experience I hope to never have again. Ouch. I've caught and been stung by some of the rarest insects on the planet, putting my body on the line against venoms that are completely undocumented by science. But in the hills of Borneo, my journey faithfully crossed paths with perhaps the rarest creature I've seen to date. It is a miracle we had our cameras ready to record this 1 in a million catch. What is that?
Whoa, what the?
What is that? Holy mother. That is a monster bee, guys. Oh my gosh. I think that's a mammoth wasp. It is aggressive. Huge pinchers, bright yellow head, massive abdomen. This might be my worst sting test yet. I hope you guys are prepared for a big one, because what you're looking at there is the giant skulled wasp, or more famously known as the mammoth wasp. Not only because of its massive size, but also because it is completely covered in hair, just like a woolly mammoth. Oh my goodness, and it is as intimidating of an insect as I have ever seen. This is bringing back memories of the tarantula hawk sting. I thought that was going to be the scariest wasp I would ever see. Ah! Ah! The mammoth wasp? Way worse. And let me show you why. I want to zoom into that head. Enormous mandibles on a menacing yellow skull cap right on top of its head. Reminds me of a gigantic yellow jacket, or dare I say, the murder hornet. And who knows, maybe one day, the mammoth wasp will be known as the murder wasp. Now, there's not much known about this species. To say it is rare does not do it justice. The reason you've likely never heard about a mammoth wasp before is because they are almost never seen, even by scientists. I saw a blog post from a scientist who claimed to have been searching out in these environments every day for 3 years, for 2 to 3 hours a day, and has only seen the species twice. Can you imagine? Over 1,000 days of searching. So the fact that we have caught one is amazing. And then of course, the fact that we're gonna test the sting of this insect, this one is gonna go into the record books of Brave Wilderness, guys. I can already tell. Not only is this going to be a super rare sting test, we're gonna have to do this one a little differently. So I'm not willing to take any risk with this one. We wanna be indoors while I do the sting test, just in case this wasp is able to pry its way out of the forceps while I have a hold. The chance to take a sting from this wasp and see what this is like is never gonna come around again. I fully expect the sting of this wasp to be excruciating because it is a parasitic wasp. Let me show you what this wasp is out there hunting. Besides nectar, which it does eat, it's hunting for these, the atlas beetle, or more specifically, the grub of the atlas beetle. You see, when these wasps find an atlas beetle grub, they will sting it, lay eggs in it, so it's a built-in meal for the baby wasp. But because they use their sting to paralyze supersized grubs, it's going to need to have a super paralyzing sting. And at this size, the amount of venom that sting's gonna deliver, this will probably be the worst sting from a flying insect that I ever take. I'm gonna call it right now. I think this one's going to be off the charts on the BSI. Let's go inside, set up the sting table, and see what the mammoth wasp is really made of. Let's go. We've got the team inside this room here. We built a sting studio here in the heart of Borneo. And as excited as I was showing you this mammoth wasp, now is the moment where every sting test, the reality sets in that I'm gonna have to go through something usually uncomfortable. In this case, I think excruciating is the appropriate word. And there it is, right there. Here we go. We're locked in. Had we done this outside and the mammoth wasp were to escape, there is zero chance we would find another one. This is a one-shot deal. No matter what happens, the mammoth wasp is going on the bite sting index. What happens to me, that's what we're about to find out. Got forceps here, all right, because there's no documentation as to the effects of this sting or the venom of this species. EpiPen, and then, of course, a little hydration. This is a big one, guys. Had a lot of big stings over the years, but I don't think anything is quite as impressive as this mammoth wasp. If this is anything like the tarantula hawk, get ready for some fireworks. We're not going to take a sting on my right arm because it's pretty flared up right now after the carpenter bee sting. Oh, wow, yeah, wow. Oh, ah. Luckily, I got a good arm over here. Left arm, blank canvas for this sting. Now, everybody be aware, this wasp can easily escape. Be ready to react. Here we go. You guys ready? I'm gonna try to get it out. We're gonna see if we can do it without the net. It senses that. Nope. Gonna need the net, please. To get this grab, I'm gonna put the wasp back in the net, stretch these out, try to get a good hold. This is a powerful wasp, so it's gonna take a lot of force. Oh! Oh my gosh. I got it. Don't worry, guys. Oh my gosh. Talk about aggressive. Let's try to get it like further up in the net here. This wasp is trying to dig, not going up like I expected. All right, come on, come on. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. Come on. Come on. Go up. Go up. Get in the net. Up, up, up. Good, good. Good. This is gonna be so bad. Okay. Here we go. Jesus. Oh my gosh. Oh my jeez. All right. It's trying to escape. This is why we're doing it inside. Okay. Holy moly. My heart is going about 1,000 beats a minute right now. I am struggling to compose myself. It can literally scratch its own back with its stinger. There'd be no safe way to handle this wasp, but it's now or never. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the mammoth wasp on 3. 1, 2, 3. Ah! Ah! She's biting me. Ah! Ah! She's stung multiple times. Ah! The bite hurts too. Ugh. Gosh. Ah! Yep. Yeah! Scraped me. All right, all right, all right. Ah! Ah! Oh! Okay.
Describe the pain, Mark.
It's building. She stung me so many times. She was also biting me. See all those bite marks? All right, it's building. Letting the pain build. I got stung about maybe a dozen times, at least 8 times I could count. It just was hitting me again and again and again. And a long sting or two, blood's drawn. You can see it's starting to swell. You got like this rashy area, some kind of rashy things going on here. That might be from the biting. Those mandibles, I felt the most, just gnawing into my skin. I'm definitely sweating profusely because the nerves are firing off, but in terms of pain, I definitely took a bunch of good stings. I left it on there as long as I could. I don't know, guys. I'm not out of the woods yet. The aftermath could very well be the worst part. The sting site is really bad. It's already cooked, guys. Look at that. So now we're gonna rate this sting on 3 factors. Like always, for the bite sting index: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. We're gonna give this sting 24 hours to develop. We're gonna keep the EpiPen on standby just in case I start to have an allergic reaction, but here is where the mammoth wasp from Borneo rates on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Roll it. On intimidation, the mammoth wasp took things to a whole new level. Everything about this wasp is massive, including its stinger and its jaws. Plus, I was extra nervous because this is the first documented sting that we know of this species, so I had no idea what to expect. The mammoth wasp earns every bit of its intimidation score of a 9.8 out of 10. The pain was not quite as I expected. My nerves were on edge, so that rush of pain at the beginning was startling. It immediately jabbed me multiple times and dosed me with venom, which was a bright and red-hot kind of pain, but ultimately it did not build to the likes of the tarantula hawk. It also fell short to the giant black carpenter bee, which I had faced 24 hours earlier, so it was fresh on my mind. Oh, wow, yeah! The pain from the black bee was so explosive that it sent shockwaves all throughout my system, where the mammoth wasp just didn't quite get that bad. So overall, I give it a pain score of a 6.9 out of 10. Now for the aftermath, which was indeed much worse than the initial pain of the sting. Over the next 72 hours, the sting site swelled up into a tightly grouped sting mound, showing massive amounts of inflammation and even bruising. It caused a deep, throbbing ache that lasted for days, and it was almost like having a broken bone. As far as lasting effects go, the mammoth wasp delivered a sting that was on par to some of the meanest insect stings on the planet, earning it an aftermath score of an 8.8 out of 10. Altogether, the mammoth wasp ranks at an 8.5 out of 10 on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index, climbing very high into the all-time rankings, but falling just short of the terrifying tarantula hawk. Oh my gosh, check this out. Look at that. The backside of this leaf, guys, is about, I'm gonna say, over 50 danky, mushy caterpillar, which here in Japan means electric insect. Today in this video, I'm intentionally going to be stung by the danky mushy to show you just how bad it really is. But these are just hatchlings, guys. We need to find much bigger caterpillars to make sure I take a full dose. So I'm gonna put this leaf back and we're gonna keep searching. Let's go. Denki mushi refers to the larval stage of a small brown moth found across Asia. While the adult moth is common and completely harmless to humans, it's a totally different story for the caterpillar stages. When these larvae gather in groups on trees, they're actually at their most dangerous, armed together in a mass of toxic spines that can deliver thousands of painful stings. And unfortunately for our friend and local guide Richard, he learned this the hard way. So Richard, where are we headed to now? Where are we gonna find some bigger denki mushi?
So we're heading to a friend's small farm just up in the mountain a little bit because there's a number of persimmon trees there and the persimmon tree attracts the dinky mushi. So I hope, because the altitude's different, the caterpillar might be at a different stage of development and might be a bit bigger.
All right guys, so we made it to the farm. We are surrounded by agriculture right now. There are fruits and veggies over here, orchards just behind us, but we are looking for those persimmon trees, and I think I see some just over that hill. Oh guys, check this out. Here's a caterpillar. Not the one we're looking for, but that's pretty cool. It has like a horn on its tail, but look at the top of it. Almost looks like it has eyes. I'm sure that's some defense mimicry, making it look like a snake or some other larger creature. But there you have it. Proof that there are caterpillars out in this field. It's a good sign. All right, this is the big grove of persimmon trees. You can see persimmons there. These are huge. Okay, let's spread out a little bit. Everybody look out for those paper-like leaves. Denki mushi caterpillars drain chlorophyll from persimmon leaves when they're eating them, leaving them withered and pale. So if you spot some white leaves in a persimmon tree, you'll likely find a bunch of denki mushi nearby. Oh, here we go, guys. This is it. That's definitely denki mushi. All right, they have to be close. Those are definitely leaves that they ate. Oh, right here. Look at this. Oh yeah, those are way bigger. Those are like easily 5 times the size of the ones this morning. You can even see the black bristles coming off of them. Holy mother, look at that. Wow. Look at all those, there's hundreds of them. We hit the jackpot, the mother lode. This is perfect for our sting test. All right, I'm going to collect a few into this container. Let's see how easily they come off. Okay, I want to get the biggest ones. Being very careful to not take a sting yet. Oh, and look at this, guys. See that gray matter? That is actually a shed. So when these caterpillars grow, they don't just get bigger, they actually shed their skin like a snake. These must have just hatched from their sheds. Ooh. Slimy. Oh man, they're like neon green on the backside. All right, there we have it, guys. 2 dozen denki mushi caterpillars armed with venomous barbs, ready for the sting table. Let's go set it up. Here we go. There is a jar full of danky mushy caterpillar. It's a pretty good size one. Now they can get quite a bit larger than this, probably 2 times, maybe 3 times the size, but these caterpillars here are certainly large enough to get a full dose of that toxin and to rate this caterpillar sting on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Now I'm going to take them out of the vial so we can get a really close macro shot of those venom-laced bristles. We have a good amount, a couple dozen, maybe a few more than that. And last but not least, lucky number 25. Oh buddy, 25 bristly danky mushy caterpillars. That's a lot of pain on the table. Look at all of those spines, all of the bristles that are covering the back and the sides of these caterpillars that are laced with that very potent neurotoxic venom. You can even see on some of them, like here at the front, it's almost like a cactus, like a little stalk up and down the body like a tree, and they have those venom-laced spines flared out. I can see now why just a gentle brush into one of these caterpillars would yield such a painful sting. There is really no way to make contact with this caterpillar where you're not going to be spined. It's very much like the fireworms that I was stung by down in Florida. Yeah, that burns. However, this is a much different type of toxin, and I believe it will be a much different experience and rating for the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. We rate all the bites and stings that I experiment with on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. And then we combine those scores for an average for an official BSI rating, and then we will know where the danky mushy caterpillar rates against all the other insects I've been bitten and stung by in my career. And the way I plan to do this is I'm going to place the caterpillars one at a time on the glove, spikes out, and then on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, spikes down, I will cover my arm. So I take the full dose of all of the venom, all of the spines from these caterpillars all at once. Since these caterpillars are still in the early stages of their life cycle, and because they're most dangerous when encountered in groups, I'm going to place a cluster of them on my hand to simulate the kind of accidental contact someone might have in the wild. Richard's looking at me right now like I'm out of my mind. Maybe I am, but I want to make sure that this sting test is legit. And this is the best way that I can think to do it. And I have no idea how long the pain is going to last. Some people say it's over and gone in a matter of seconds. Some people say it lasts hours. Some people have even reported boils and lesions for weeks after being stung by the danky mushy. So how am I gonna fare? It is time to find out. Okay, here we go. First things first, let's place all the caterpillars. Here we go, first one. All right, first step's going well, like they can't sting through the glove, and I was unsure whether or not that was going to be the case. There we go. Here we go. I'm gonna try to do this quickly because they do move. And I am going to just apply gentle pressure when I do the sting, guys. I don't believe it's going to take very much, and I'm certainly not trying to squish the caterpillars. We're gonna put all these caterpillars right back where we found them when this is all said and done. Spread them out a bit. They move slowly, but they are persistent. All right, there they are. I'm pretty nervous, but I'm also super curious how this is actually going to feel. Here we go. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with 25 electric caterpillars. On 3, 1, 2, 3. Ah! Oh! Oh! I'm trying to squish him. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, 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 ow. Ah! Ah! It's like shock, 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 shock. Ah! Oh! Get that one. Ah! Ah! Ow, ow, ah! 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 Okay. Okay. Woo! Yeah, that felt like white hot sparks, almost like a grinding wheel sparks, like just ripping onto my skin. Hang on, all right, I'm gonna put them back on the table. Ow, ow. Oh, it's building, it's getting worse. Look at that swelling. Look at all that redness. Oh man, yep. All right, get them off me. Get off. All right, I just got to peel them, guys. Get off my hand! Get off my hand! Oh, wow. Look at all the ripples in my skin, guys. Oh man, I must have gotten thousands of spines. Oh, look at all that. You could see where each individual spine went in. The skin is like goosebumps, like just coming up to the surface. Yeah, I took a full dose. That's a full dose. Oh, massively irritating, massively burning. It just feels like my skin is about to just crawl off of my arm right now. It's like static. Definitely neurotoxic, exactly like the fireworm feels. Almost identical, except I don't know if I have bristles in me. If I do, they're like microscopic and I can't see them. I don't see a lot of bristles removed from the caterpillars. Oh, it leads me to believe that it just spiked me, that they're not lodged in my skin, but wow. Okay. All right. Man, I may really regret this. And now it's time to deal with the aftermath. For the next 24 to 48 hours, I'm going to monitor the sting. We'll show you the footage, but you don't have to wait a second to learn where the Danky Mushy ranks on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Let's roll the rating. Go for it, guys. On intimidation, having this reputation as the electric shocking caterpillar caused some concern for me, but their appearance didn't necessarily intimidate me that much at all. And certainly not as much as the time I got shocked by a massive electric eel in a tank of water. Oh! Yeah! But I do know that neurotoxic venoms are not to be taken lightly, so for all of that, I give the Danky Mushy a respectable 6.7 out of 10. For pain, it was very close to what I experienced with the fireworms in Florida. The irritation sets in fast and is followed up by a set of searing shocks and burning sensations that spread all throughout my arm. And since there were 25 caterpillars, that's 25x the pain of just one sting. So for all that, I give this a whopping 8.8 out of 10 on the pain scale. Now for the aftermath. And this one is bad. It was easily one of the scariest experiences that I've ever gone through since starting the Brave Wilderness BSI. And those symptoms struck fast, just as we began to finish loading up for the day. The caterpillar's neurotoxic venom caused my body to start having allergic reactions. It is the first time that I've ever experienced anything like this. And as soon as I started to feel it, I promptly told the team that we need to head straight back to the hotel to monitor these reactions in case they continue to intensify, in which case I would definitely need to go to the hospital. The whole car ride back to the hotel, I've been dealing with a lot of numbness and tingling like all over my body. My feet are now pretty much numb from the ankles down. My hands are like pins and needles. I just have like kind of like a little bit of tremors like all through my body. My tongue and lips are going numb, and even my teeth hurt like when I bite down. And you know, obviously the first thing we're concerned about is allergic reaction, so gonna drink a lot of water, gonna have some Benadryl right now. We'll see what happens with it overnight. I honestly can't imagine a worse aftermath than this without a hospitalization from a neurotoxin. In the hours and days that followed, dealing with these reactions all throughout my body, the toxin did seem to slowly dissipate hour by hour, day by day. So luckily, no hospital trip was needed. But as far as an aftermath score, I can easily give the Danky Mushy a perfect 10 out of 10. This is not an experience that you ever want to mess with. And with all those scores averaged out, this electric caterpillar earns an 8.5 out of 10, rightfully earning a place high up the ranks of the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Out here, every step counts. The terrain is brutal and the stakes are real. That's why I created Summit Adventure Fuel, to help power my way through any situation. With pro-grade electrolytes, clean sugar-free ingredients, and flavors that hit hard, Summit keeps me going when the wild pushes back. And unlike other electrolyte drinks that are sugar-free, Summit actually tastes good. And Summit is now the official drink of Brave Wilderness. So hydrate like an explorer and fuel your adventures all the way to the summit. Let's get there. Rolling? Mm-hmm. All right, just spotted a new wasp. New wasp unlocked. Let's go see if we can catch it. Got it. Okay. Yes, got it. Okay, let's go, let's go. Oh yeah, okay, we got it. Awesome. All right, let's see if I can. Looks like some kind of mud dabber. There it is. Ah, look at that, guys. We got it. That was awesome. This is what is known as a mud dabber wasp. They're called that because they make a mud nest. And they're usually solitary when you see them out. You don't usually see a swarm of a mud dabber wasp. They're also called a thread-bodied wasp. You see that thread-like bridge between their abdomen and the main body? That is a distinct characteristic of these wasps. And they can use all kinds of things to build their nests. They can use sand, mud, anything that they can use to build into that tunnel. In fact, you know what? Why don't I show you what a nest looks like? Hold the phone. I know where one is. I'm gonna bring it to the set. 1 second. Here we go. So, no, this is not what the wasp makes. This is a plastic container that's just outside of the reserve that we're staying at. But if you get your camera in tight, see that little tunnel of mud? That is the nest of a mud dabber. See if anybody's home. Oh yeah, somebody's definitely home. Whoa! All right, that one took off. I hope you saw that. Good thing we already caught one because that wasp took off. Let's go back to the wasp that we caught. I'm glad that we found this one because we have been getting a lot of questions. These wasps are found all over the world and there are hundreds, no, check that, thousands of different species of these thread-bodied wasps. And people want to know, can they sting? They're not aggressive. People rarely get stung by mud dabbers, but I am curious, can the mud dabber sting and how bad does it hurt? I think it's time to put this wasp on the bite sting index. Let's set up the table. All right, just like that, we have another insect to add to the bite sting index. I've already been stung 3 times on this trip. So far, I have the trapjaw ant, the bullet ant, the warrior wasp, and now I'm about to add the mud dabber. And the reason why I'm going back and I'm doing all these stings here in Costa Rica, where I have experienced stings before, is because we have this brand new bite sting index. Why reinvent the sting index? Well, a couple reasons. First reason is bites. The original sting index did not include bites, the bites of arachnids, the bites of insects, and other creepy crawlies that we like to experiment to describe the pain and a lot of the educational facts about these creatures. The other thing is pain in itself is not the only factor when it comes to stings. There are other really important considerations like intimidation, which is one of our factors. Intimidation of an animal absolutely changes how you feel about the pain of the sting itself. And then of course we have the pain, and then at the end we have the aftermath. What happens to you after you're stung or bitten by some of these insects is oftentimes the worst part of it. So we wanted to make sure that we encapsulated the full experience of these bite and stings, and then we take all of those scores, average them out to a ranking on the BSI for every creature that we test. And I think it's time to get a closer look at this wasp. Let's get it out of the container. You guys ready? Let's keep the net close by, just in case we get an escape artist here. All right. Go for a grab. Not a grab, not a great grab. Gonna have to redo this grab. Oh, I see the stinger already. Oh boy. This might not be good. This might be, all right, hang on, I gotta see if I can use this cord piece. Help me out here. I know they can, because it has that threaded abdomen, that threaded waist, it can really swing itself around. Make sure I have a good grip. Okay, good grip. Good grip. I think we can put the net away. Put that to the side. Actually off the table. Okay, getting my first really close look at this insect, this wasp. It is blackish brown in color. Its wings are more of a caramel hue. Has a little bit of yellow on the neck. Overall, very stealthy. I would give this a smallish size rating. Like it's definitely sub-medium size for wasp. Not the smallest wasp, but like not quite a medium wasp. Intimidation factor is going to be tough on the score for this one. I'm not going to lie. Like the intimidation factor of this wasp, just knowing what I know about mud dabbers and the fact that they're usually docile. These are not wasps that are going to antagonize you. They're not gonna disturb you at lunch. They're just gonna fly through and be on their way either back to their nest or out to hunt. A lot of these wasps do prey on spiders, so they can be a type of spider wasp, but they also eat nectar and other forms of sugar. Let's see if it's very, oh yeah, it wants to bite. It definitely wants to bite and sting. Getting it in the forceps, I definitely already saw it does have a stinger. I can confirm this is a stinging wasp. See that stinger fishing around?
Oh, he looks angry.
And it's not a he, it's a she. Only female wasps can sting. And that's a good point, actually, Andrew, is that these stingers are modified egg-laying appendages, but they are connected to a venom sac that I can confirm that this one definitely has, because male wasps do not have stingers. All right, let's do this thing, guys. Here we go. I'm gonna go right here. Are you guys ready? Okay. Here we go. All right, it's time to enter the sting zone with the mud dabber. I'm getting a little nervous now, I'm not gonna lie. Not many people get stung by these, and I've never been stung by one before, so here we go, here goes nothing. On three. 1, 2, 3. There's stingers out. That's in. Yeah, got a sting. Oh, it's still in. It's still in. You see it? You see that stinger? Oh, it's like stuck. It's stuck in. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely feeling something. Oh yeah. It's heating up. It's heating up. Let me put the wasp back. Okay. Here we go. Good. Great. All right. Got some swelling going.
Describe the pain mark.
Hot, local, and not that bad. I'll be honest with you guys. This could get worse. Mild to intermediate sting. Not gonna get a great score there, but let's see what this does over the next 24 hours. You don't have to wait. We're gonna skip ahead and show you a quick montage of the aftermath and then give you an official BSI rating for the Costa Rican mud dabber. For intimidation, the mud dabber looks like a menacing wasp, but it is slender and somewhat smaller than most wasps you typically see. But because it is a wasp, you have to assume that it's not going to be any fun to take a sting from. So for that, I give it a 3.5 out of 10. On pain factor, honestly, it's not that bad. And it's actually hard to think of a less painful sting I've ever taken. As soon as the pain started to build, it abruptly ended, almost in an instant, which is very uncommon for any species of flying wasp. So on the pain scale, I'm only gonna give it a 2 out of 10. Last but not least, the aftermath, which was a much more typical wasp sting reaction. The swelling and itching was mild, but it lasted for around 3 days. And honestly, once again, not nearly as bad as any other wasp I've ever been stung by. So for that, it only gets a 2.5 out of 10, giving the Costa Rican mud dabber an average BSI score of only a 2.7, which is the lowest I have given to any species since starting the BSI. Needless to say, this is one insect that you really don't need to worry about. What's going on, everybody? I'm Mark Vins, and to kick off YouTube summer camp, I'm taking you on an adventure with me to build a tide pool aquarium. But before we can fill this thing up, we've got to catch some cool sea creatures. So let's take our dip net and our bucket and get out to the shore. I think the best place to start is going to be up on this ledge. I saw some finger tide pools, and the finger is just like the long tide pool that I'm talking about. Corey, why don't you stay over here? I'm gonna move around this way. This is the exciting part, time to get started. We don't want to mess up our fingers when we're flipping rocks out there, so always bring a good pair of gloves with you whenever you're tide pooling. Those are some really pretty sea urchins. Oh, got a little hermit crab there. Boom, look at that. Hermit crab, yes. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I've got a fish. Looks like a sculpin. Woo, look at that. Yeah. Whoa, oh, very slick, okay. Let's lift up this rock. Oh, look at that. All of those brittle stars. Wow, okay, cool. These are great. Oh boy, look at what I found. Sea star. Yeah, man, look how cool that one is. Going in the bucket. That'll be perfect. Oh, and another hermit crab, great. So this living rock has not only a whelk on it, but it also has a little sea anemone. Perfect, okay, let's go put in our bucket. Well, we've got our bucket of stuff, everything we came out here with. Just make our way back to the beach to build the aquarium. Okay, we've got our water for our new friends here. This tide pool day aquarium is going to be a lot of fun to build. And this is something that you can do even if you don't live near the ocean. You can do this with pond creatures, you can do this with creek creatures, you can even build a worm farm if you're not near any water like Mario and Coyote just did in Columbus, Ohio. Doing day aquariums or setting up small habitats like this is a great way to appreciate the smaller creatures that call our planet home before we release them back into the wild. And yes, that's right, that's why it's called a day aquarium, because everything that goes into this aquarium today is getting released before we leave. All right, let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to create the environment for our creatures. So I'm going to use just some sand, and we're going to hopefully let that settle. So now that we have all the sand in the bottom, we're going to introduce some of our living rocks. Very colorful and very natural looking to this tide pool aquarium. This one has a sea anemone on it, and when I put it in the water, it's actually going to bloom and look really cool. Oh look, you can already see it. There it is. Got a nice bloom on that sea anemone. Very cool. Glad we got that one. So we've got our rock set. I'm gonna add some plant life because how could we have a tide pool without plants? How's that look? Nice. These are no longer living creatures, but we have the skeleton of some sea urchins here. Now, certain types of sea urchins around the world are venomous, and if you're spined, it hurts really bad. But these purple sea urchins out here in California are fairly harmless, and their spines are fairly blunt. It's not going to prick me just handling it like this, as long as I hold it carefully. Let's stay in the echinoderm family. These brittle stars are very, very similar to sea stars, except their appendages, as you can see, move a lot more. They're a lot more mobile than most sea stars. Look at them, they're like wriggling around like little octopus. We'll put these down in there, and you'll see how quickly these brittle star find their way to cover. Next up, let's look at these cool sea stars. These are awesome, look at that. This is like the tank of echinoderms, Echinoderm City. We've got sea urchins, we've got 2 species of brittle star, and now we're adding these beautiful sea stars. So awesome. And Corey, reach out your hand. Touch that.
Oh.
They're pretty rough, right?
It's like sandpaper.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not as soft as they look. They're pretty rigid. These are 2 little hermit crabs. Look at this, this is pretty cool. This crab actually has eggs underneath its tail. This is a mama crab. Next up, I would love to add our fish of the day, the sculpin. Now these fish can actually be out of water. They can breathe air. See, look at it there, breathing air. This one's absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful greens and grays. It almost has a little bit of peach flecking on the face. Look at the eyes on that. So beautiful. All right, there it is. Our tide pool aquarium is finished. And I have to say, I'm really proud of this one. We caught a variety of species this morning, and it looks really accurate to this environment. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this adventure making a tide pool aquarium today. If you want to check out the rest of our summer camp videos, there's a link in the description below and an entire playlist of ideas for your summer adventures. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, let's take a couple pictures and let all these creatures go. If you enjoyed this adventure and want to build your own tide pool aquarium, all you need is a clear container, a bucket, a dip net, and gloves. However, please be sure to respect the environment and check with local rules before exploring. We should never attempt to handle wildlife without supervision. Also, we highly recommend you keep an eye on weather conditions and always enjoy tide pools with a buddy or an adult to ensure your safety. And hey, if you don't live near the ocean, don't worry. We have some great summer camp ideas for you as well. Check out our videos in the YouTube Summer Camp playlist for everything from creek expeditions to videos on how to build your very own worm farm. Thanks for watching, and we hope you have a brave and wild summer. What I have here in front of me is a 3.5-foot electric eel, capable of producing an electric shock up to 860 volts, enough to take down a horse, let alone me. To put that in perspective, that's about 8 times the voltage that's in your household outlet. And I never stuck my finger in the outlet as a kid. I listened to my mom. But right now, I'm about to stick my hand in this tank to experience the shock of an electric eel. Can't tell, I am definitely nervous. This is easily the craziest thing I've ever done on the Brave Wilderness channel. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe how nervous I am right now. All right, here we go. Gonna go for a shock. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Now, before you witness the results of my first electrocution, it's important to note that this electric eel is an educational ambassador for its species and was not harmed by shocking me. Please do not attempt to recreate what you're about to see. This experiment was filmed under the supervision of professionals. Whoa! Wow! Holy smokes! Ooh, yeah, that you don't expect. You definitely do not expect that from a fish. Wow, holy mackerel. You see an animal like this, and yeah, it looks strange, but you never in your life expect a fish to be able to shock you like that. Whoa, as soon as I made contact with the eel, it was like instant, oh my gosh. Whew. The good news is, my first shock with the electric eel is over. The bad news is, that's not my last shock of the day. This is just the beginning. Underneath that tarp, we have an absolutely monstrous electric eel, one that will dwarf the size of this one. And in case you're wondering, yes, size does matter when it comes to shocks in electric eels. But before we get to the ultimate shock, we need to understand a little bit more about what's going on inside the body of this animal that allows it to produce this tremendous amount of energy. In order to do that, I've invited my good friend Diana, physics girl, here today to put me through a few more shock experiments so we can learn a little bit more about what's going on in the electric eel. All right, let's go meet up with Diana. Oh boy, Diana. I'm usually so excited to see you. Why am I nervous right now?
I mean, usually I haven't brought one of these to our reunions.
Oh my gosh,
yeah.
What is this, speaking of?
Yeah, well, you wanted me to teach you about how shocking works, and so that's what we're gonna do with this thing here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna turn this on. You're going to then touch it quickly, but as I turn it on, as it gets warmed up, you're gonna feel like a little tingling.
All right, hold up.
Yeah.
I have to touch this?
You're gonna have to touch it. Yeah, okay, ready?
Okay, go for it. Wait, why do you look nervous?
Because I hate this thing.
Okay.
I've experienced it.
All right.
Yeah, finger straight out toward that big metal sphere. Try your arm, try
my arm?
Yeah. Woo,
Whoa.
that's a big one.
Whoa, you see my hair standing up? I think I can smell my hair burning, actually. Whoa.
How does that feel?
That's about as much as I can take. Now, you've got my attention. How does this relate to electric eels?
So what we're doing with this thing, this is called a Van de Graaff generator, and it's the perfect thing for understanding charge, because what happens here is a bunch of charges build up on this sphere, and then as soon as you bring your hand near it, they discharge, they actually travel through the air to your finger.
So that's like the little lightning bolt that I'm seeing. Got it. So, okay, I think I understand now. So basically, this Van de Graaff globe represents an electrocyte in the eels.
Yeah, exactly. In the eel, they build up charge and then it discharges all at once, just like the spark from the Van de Graaff generator.
Got it. So it's like a chain reaction. So very much like a battery. And here's a cool fact. The first battery was actually invented by a gentleman named Volta, and he actually designed his first battery off of the inner workings of the electric eel. So without this animal, there would be no Duracell, and there certainly would not be a Tesla, which is pretty cool. Okay, so the eel, we couldn't measure the first shock, but we know they can be up to like 860 volts. How many volts was this?
This is about 350,000.
A what?
350,000 volts.
How am I standing here? Are you trying to kill me?
That's the difference between voltage and current.
Got
So you need to know about both. So I've got one more experiment to learn about current.
Okay, so there's more shocks to come.
There's a lot more. Next experiment I've got, so this is a TENS unit. A lot of people are probably more familiar with this. So this is gonna give you some little pulses of electricity through your arm.
All right.
It is going through your skin and some of the tissues just below your skin. And now I'm gonna turn it on and then I'm gonna go ahead and just bump it up little by little.
Okay.
You feel anything?
Nothing. Oh yeah, something's happening.
Yeah, you felt that?
Yeah, a little something.
What does it feel like?
It feels tingly. Yeah, I think I could take some.
How about-
Oh! I didn't do that.
Can we go up a little higher? We're at number 2, by the way.
How high does it go?
Out of 8. How are you feeling?
I think I can go to a 4. Let's try a 4.
Okay, we're gonna go up to a 3.
I'm not doing that, I swear.
I feel a little bad, but not that bad. We probably only got up to about 25 volts there. So
Really?
It's really, really low in comparison.
Oh, I would have guessed it was like 1,000,000 volts.
Nope,
Okay.
nope. But the thing is that there's more energy flowing, more charges flowing through here. Should we go higher than a 4? How do you feel about that?
Let it rip.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Okay, here we go, up to as high as I can.
Ah! Okay. Tap out. Okay.
That was a 6.
good.
That
That
was
was a 6.
That was a 6. But yeah, the biggest difference is that there's more current flowing.
Yeah.
And that's what's gonna get you because you've got more energy. Plus, it's not as fast. Like the eel, the Van de Graaff generator, like bam, you're done. This is continual.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
current's what's gonna do you in.
I still need this hand for another eel shock. So we needed to find a way for everyone at home to see the shock from the eel because like obviously right here, you could see that I was feeling the current. You could see the lightning bolt from the Van de Graaff, but you can't really see anything happening with the eel shock. How can we maybe visualize it?
Yeah, so we've got one more thing set up to be able to see there's actually electricity running through the water.
As it turns out, the electric eel isn't actually an eel at all. It is a species of knifefish that are more closely related to carp and catfish. But they are definitely electric. Their tail contains 3 electric organs that are each packed with thousands of cells called electrocytes. These cells act like a series of batteries, one stacked on top of another, and by moving electrons across their surface, they can produce shocks on demand. And I mean big shocks, and lots of them. So for this next experiment, we're going to harness all of that energy and turn it into visual fireworks that you can see.
Whoa, what is this?
Come on in here. Okay, so this is a Tesla coil.
Okay.
Yeah, so you remember the spark from the Van de Graaff generator?
I sure do.
Much bigger on this one, and we are not gonna touch this one because the sparks are gonna be like 6 inches. This one's dangerous.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I didn't bring this one. This was made, actually rigged up by my friends from Arc Attack.
Okay.
And this whole system was made by them. There's some probes in the water, in the tank. We will sense the electric shock from the eel through the water, and then it's directly connected to the Tesla coil. So we'll be able to see through the spark every single time the eel is shocking the water, or you.
Or me.
Or we'll see it, we'll hear it. It's gonna be really cool.
Well, this is perfect. Thank you for building this. Thank you to Architect for putting this together. I think all that's left to do now is to reveal the eel and fire this up. It's time for the grand finale, folks. You ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. I'm so nervous. All right, ready, Diana?
I'm ready.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's the whole tank.
Oh my gosh.
That eel is over 1 meter in length, over 1.5 feet longer than the eel this morning. And like I told you, size does matter when it comes to electric eels and their shock. Basically, the bigger the battery, the bigger the charge. Should we turn on the Tesla coil?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Oh! What?
That is all the eel.
That makes it so much worse.
Every single shock, that's all the eel. Oh, Mark.
I was so nervous earlier. This is making it way, way worse. Okay,
That is so cool, but I do not envy you.
here we go.
You may be wondering why this electric eel is producing electricity unprovoked. Well, there's a reason they have 3 electric organs. The sax organ pulses with a lower voltage shock, which is used like radar for electrocommunication and navigation throughout its environment. This is important since they live in the murky waters of South America and have extremely poor eyesight. Then there's the mane and hunter's organs. These are the ones that produce those infamous high voltage shocks, which are used to stun their prey so they can be swallowed alive.
All right, here we go. Okay. All right. On 3, here we go. I'm Mark Vins, and this is getting shocked by a really big electric eel. 1, 2, 3. Nope. Got nervous, sorry.
This really sets the scene for you, Mark.
Sure does. Thanks, Diana. I love science. All right. That's the eel doing all this.
That's all the eel.
Okay, let me see if I can feel it. Oh,
You felt that?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I can tell you this, the eel this morning was not doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
This eel is feisty. This shock is gonna be bad. All right, here we go. This shock is gonna be really bad. All right, here comes the big shock. I'm Mark Vins, and this is getting shocked by a really big electric eel. Here goes nothing. 1, 2, ooh, I can feel it in the water. 3. Oh! Yeah! Oh, my gosh.
You okay, Mark?
Yeah. Hold on, give me a second. That really felt bad.
Let's turn these lights on real quick.
Oh. Yeah. That was so much worse. That was a lot worse than this morning. Holy smokes. Did you see the shock? I heard it.
Yeah.
Oh man, like, sorry, I'm trying to compose myself. Let me try to describe to you guys what I just went through. Obviously, I got shocked really bad, like holy cow. You could hear the Tesla coil. I think it might have exploded, I don't know. Before I could feel it, my legs were locked, my abdomen locked up.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, I'm trying to tell everybody what it was like.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
I
Did we
mean,
break the Tesla coil?
I'm not sure.
I think it exploded.
That sound is like a horror movie. Like it was like a bzzz.
I could still feel it.
Yeah.
Like up
The
and down.
tingles?
Yeah,
Does it burn? Like what is it?
It's just like, I think it's just my nerves are just like
You were
freaking
just
out.
fully fired on
Yeah.
that side of your body?
Yeah, it's definitely up
only
here.
on the one side?
Yeah, like this arm's fine, this arm,
Crazy.
and then up through here.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, your ear's red.
Is it?
It's bright red.
Holy, look at that.
Yeah.
Bright red.
Is it? It
Yeah.
feels hot. That was the craziest thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
Lived to tell about it. Shocked by an electric eel. Diana, thank you so much.
Oh my god.
If you haven't checked out Physics Girl on YouTube, Diana does some pretty darn cool experiments. I highly recommend you subscribe to her channel. Big thanks to Architect. I hope I didn't break your Tesla coil. And thank you for watching this video. This is absolutely the craziest thing I've ever done, but hopefully you learned a lot today about electric eels and how crazy of an animal they truly are. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next experiment.
Oh god.
Let's go. Out here, every step counts. The terrain is brutal and the stakes are real. That's why I created Summit Adventure Fuel, to help power my way through any situation. With pro-grade electrolytes, clean sugar-free ingredients, and flavors that hit hard, Summit keeps me going when the wild pushes back. And unlike other electrolyte drinks that are sugar-free, Summit actually tastes good. And Summit is now the official drink of Brave Wilderness. So hydrate like an explorer and fuel your adventures all the way to the summit. Let's get there. This could be the one. Send me to the hospital. On 3. I am terrified. Tonight, I am on the hunt for the only deadly scorpion to live in the United States. This is a creature that should be avoided at all costs, but if I can catch an Arizona bark scorpion, I will intentionally take a sting. Describe the pain and show you an experience that has caused multiple human fatalities. Black light on, let's get searching. Over the years, I have been no stranger to experimenting with stings from the world's most painful creatures. But after surviving a horrible stonefish sting in Australia, I thought the worst pain I could experience had been set. That is, until this video. The bark scorpion is the only scorpion in the United States that is known to possess a potentially life-threatening sting. Every year, hundreds of cases are treated in hospitals all throughout the Southwest. So as much as this video will be shocking to some, it's an important lesson on how to identify this dangerous scorpion if you ever find yourself in this terrifying situation. So the sun has completely set, and you can see how much area I can cover with my blacklight. Now, the reason I am using the beast, as we call it, as a tool for tonight's search is because, like almost every scorpion on the planet, the Arizona bark scorpion will glow green underneath the blacklight. Now, this flat area, not a bad place to look for scorpions. You can find them here, but the best place to look, down in the wash, which is just ahead. Let's go this way. This is a scorpion hole. No scorpion, but see how it's long ways? That's from the pinchers coming out this way. That's a big scorpion den right there. Got a scorpion right here. Scorpion. I can't tell what kind it is, but I definitely have one. See it right here? Right there? I'm going to carefully move around here. Oh, it's on to me. Got him. Yep, it's gonna pinch me a little bit, and then before it calms down. Okay, look at that venom at the tip of the tail. Let go of me. I've got a good hold. Look at that. I mean, unmistakable, right? Like you are not gonna miss something glowing out here in the desert that color. But unfortunately, this is not the bark scorpion that we are looking for. This is actually a very small desert hairy scorpion, one that I have already been stung by. Oh, you're pinching me. One that I have already been stung by for the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index, but this is a good sign that there are scorpions on the move. Let's put this little desert hairy back down where we found it and keep searching. Bye, buddy. Got a scorpion. Oh. Don't spook it, don't spook it, don't spook it. Got it. Oh my goodness. Bark scorpion. Bark scorpion. Look at that. This is the most dangerous scorpion in all of North America, and one that has actually been responsible for human deaths. Okay, get in jar. Relax. Woo! Okay. Oh, I cannot believe we found it. We were about to give up and head home for the night. Sure enough, this is the scorpion that I will now go up against to show you what it's like to get stung by one of the most feared arachnids in the world, the bark scorpion of the United States. Let's go set up the sting table. Here we go. That is the real deal, the bark scorpion. When it comes to scorpions that could be potentially dangerous and even life-threatening, the bark scorpion is the only scorpion that lives in the United States that's considered potentially deadly. And if you're wondering if I'm nervous, I am terrified. This sting pushes the limit. I hope I can make it through this one, guys. This one could be bad. I'm gonna take the scorpion out of the container so I can show you some of the key identifiers to know if you're looking at the Arizona bark scorpion or not. Okay, here we go. There's three main things you want to look for. See how the claws are very elongated. They're not powerful. They do not hurt. They can't really pinch you. like a giant desert hairy scorpion could? Ah, yeah. These claws are very delicate, and they just use their claws for eating. They're not using those claws to capture their prey. What they are using, though, is their extraordinarily potent venom. If you look at the tip of the tail, the telson is what it's called. At the base of the stinger, the bark scorpion has a tooth. See that little notch? I can barely see it with my own eyes, but it's there. And that's how I was able to confirm this is a bark scorpion. No tooth, no bark. The third and most practical way to know that you're dealing with the bark scorpion is just by observing how you found it in the first place. Here we go, watch this. See that? Ran right underneath this piece of wood, hanging upside down. And these scorpions like to hide like this, guys, out of sight, inverted, underneath objects. So you can see here easily why people often get stung by bark scorpions. You're doing yard work, you pick up a piece of wood or a rock, you don't see the scorpion, you accidentally grab it, bam, you're stung. And what's worse than that, you often don't even see what stung you, but you sure can feel it. Now, it's time for the moment that I have been dreading for over 15 years, ever since I started coming to the Sonoran Desert. Quick PSA, I feel obligated to tell you, like I always tell you, but this one, guys, I'm very serious. Never attempt to recreate what you are about to see. All right, guys. Here we go. I hope I'm going to be okay and that this is just very painful in terms of an experience, but there's a chance that this might be the one, this could be the one that sends me to the hospital. Like we always do for the Bite Sting Index, I'm going to rate the sting of this scorpion on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. I am intimidated, very much so. The pain, I believe, is going to be very severe, and for aftermath, this could be a high score. My heart is beating out of my chest. I absolutely feel fear right now. This is for real, I'm doing it. I'm Mark Vins, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the Arizona bark scorpion. I am terrified. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow! Oh, that's painful. Oh, that's terrible. Oh! Whoa! Holy smokes! Oh! I gotta put it away. I gotta put it back. Oh God, that's so bad. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Oh my gosh, guys, it's so bad. It's just my whole hand's numb. My whole hand is numb. Radiating heat. It's like it's so painful. Oh my gosh, I have never felt instant pain like that. I thought it was gonna be bad, but I did not think it was gonna be this bad. Oh my gosh. Oh, more painful than stonefish. It's more painful than bullet ant. It's way more painful than the bullet ant. Oh.
Wow, we have a new king today.
Oh gosh, it really burns. It really burns to touch. It's so tender. So tender all through my finger. Oh gosh, and it hit me like I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for that. I was not ready. I was not prepared for it to be this bad. Oh, it's getting worse. It feels like my whole hand's just like wanting to like curl up and seize. My whole finger is like, almost like going paralyzed. Ah, that hurts. Oh, and it's swelling bad. Look at that. Look at my fingers swelling up. Ah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Never in my life have I felt a pain so shocking and so jarring. And what's crazier is the build of this sting was the first time I seriously thought about going to the hospital. In over 10 years of making videos on Brave Wilderness, I've never had to go or even thought about going. But this sting gets scary. For intimidation, this scorpion gets a huge score because it is well known for being the worst and most dangerous scorpion in North America. No other scorpion even comes close to being as feared as this one, and for that, it gets a 9.8 out of 10. For pain, I know I've had gnarlier looking stings before, like the bullet ant and the tarantula hawk that made my arm flare up right away, but this one was worse by far. It was like being struck by a lightning bolt of pain that made me jump up in the air and my whole hand shocked into numbness within a matter of seconds, leaving behind a pulsating pins and needles electrical fire in its wake. Simply put, it's a solid 10 of 10. For aftermath, this is where it got bad. The electrical pins and needles in my hand got worse, almost too painful to even touch. And then it started to spread. First up the top of my arm, then my whole arm up to my elbow went numb. And that radiating Charlie horse pain got worse and worse and worse. And as the pain started to creep past my elbow, I thought I was certainly going to need to go to the hospital. And I'll admit to you right now, I was terrified that I had finally pushed it too far. And I told myself, if it gets to my shoulder, we're going. But luckily for me, it stopped just short. And after about 12 hours of numbness, it retreated back to my elbow. And by the next morning, it was only radiating in my hand and wrist. All in all, it took 4 days to regain feeling in most of my hand, but my finger and thumb took a full week to recover. So I'm sure by now you've guessed it, the aftermath was also a 10 out of 10, giving the Arizona bark scorpion a total BSI score of a 9.9, which easily dethrones the bullet ant and making it the brand new king of sting.
If you enjoyed that episode, make sure to search for the Brave Wilderness channel on YouTube so you can join me and the crew on our upcoming adventures.